Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Hades 2, where we have a little bit of plot to chase down, and also just a few more aspects to put clears up on. We have the aspect of Artemis, the most basic form of the Sister Blades, and then also the aspect of Eos, which is the version of the torches that spawns the cloud and everything. And I think I want to do the aspect of Eos today, even though the Sister Blades have the Bone Thirst, just because we're going to be encouraged with the aspect of Artemis to take a lot of the same kind of boons and stuff that we took yesterday, to take advantage of fast hitting attacks and stuff. So the aspect of Eos will give us a little bit more variety. And we still need to go up. We still need to try to encounter Cersei with the knuckle bones. So I don't think there's really anything else to figure out here. I'm still gonna take the cat with us because I am nervous and bad at the game. And the cat helps patch my my low skill level.
Ignium.
This is at max level, right? Yeah, okay. So, do we want to start with the calling card again? I mean, it feels pretty powerful. Yeah, I think so. Let's max it out. And now that I know that you can multiply improve the same boon, we can use it to force a special boon up or something. Like the basic idea with this thing is we charge up our normal attack and it creates the cloud, and then the cloud flies around and it does this little AoE attack on its own, and then also whenever we use specials, the cloud does a copy of the special, including the Omega special. So we can generate like a lot of special damage really quickly, in theory. I don't know. It seems good, but apparently we've never had any success with it, so what do I know?
Olympus, here I come.
Feels like I'm forgetting something, but whatever. Too late now.
A boon.
Demeter, interesting. I did not buy more nectar, and I did mean to, but whatever. Here's some nectar.
I cannot begin to imagine all that you do for this world, Grandmother. All living creatures count on you and what the seasons bring. That you are able to make time for me amid all that is not something I'll ever take for granted.
Thank you for the offering, though I am usually left cold. From mortals lately, merely begging cries for mercy, nothing more. Let my crops grow, Lady Demeter. Save my harvest, Lady Demeter. Insufferable.
It's so hard to imagine why the mortals would want to live without their yoke.
When my sisters and I and your father and his brothers first slew Chronos long ago, it was an ugly victory, but ushered in an age in which Olympus ruled. Now it seems another age is nigh, and I have yet to see a perfect one.
Okay. Attacks deal more damage and inflict freeze is interesting. This is definitely one of those builds where we're going to be going through a lot of magic really quickly, so gain is important, but I don't know if I like tranquil gain so much. Because we're going to want to be like mashing buttons constantly, pretty much. I don't think Ice Strike is bad. It is a shame that it's so low rarity that I'm gonna like burn a ton of rarefies on it, but
why not?
I actually do think it's gonna be pretty solid.
Desolation.
So just commit them all, right? Like, look how much damage the explosion's doing.
Go on, Tula. Victory. It's a neck biter.
Who doesn't love a good neck bite?
Just another night.
I'm gonna say nothing about the neck bite causing you to gain water essence. Yeah, this feels pretty powerful already. I think things are going in the right direction.
I draw you down, O moon. Lend me your light.
Here, my light yields no greater strength than you experience below, for I give all I safely can wherever you reside. To be dependable and constant is my charge.
Ah, yes, the constancy of the moon. Well, total eclipse again. I mean, it's pretty good. It does some real damage, but this time we have Night Bloom on half moon glow. I mean, Night Bloom's really good. I'm gonna take it. It is for sure one of the most powerful things you can possibly have. Okay, so what's going on in Ephira? I should probably start with Medea, in case we get, you know, the one that generates gold or something.
A drop of blood. Garlic. I'll save that for you. This is...
Just throw some shit in there, who cares?
The Wheel of Night is calling to me once again. How sickening that I'm to curse our enemies, only to stand within their ranks alongside that dread Cyclops but a little while hence.
These curses that you offer me may negatively impact him, but I suppose not you. Although, isn't it quite common for curses to backfire?
The curses of an amateur most certainly, but mine? No. Well, this shall be highly instructional at least, until we see each other soon beyond the gates.
I think she took that as a sort of a backhanded... I don't think Melanoe meant it that way. Well, inflicting a curse deals 50 damage if the foe is not already afflicted up to once every 1 second. So, I don't actually know what the cooldown is on freeze. It's 10 seconds. So, every 10 seconds we can drop 50 damage on somebody. Obviously, this could get a lot more powerful depending on what else we pick up. But Malice in Kind also is very powerful. I'll just take the Malice in Kind. I don't know. It's okay. It's certainly not as good as some of the other options we've seen. Let's also go get Hammer. Do love Hammer.
Should put a dent into that barrier. Alright, Omega Special lasting extra time is certainly useful. Specials dealing bonus damage to armor, I'm not so excited about. When you channel your special faster and it's cheaper, I don't think it's going to be necessary. I like the coil staying out longer. Burn brighter, Ignium.
We just need to make sure that we pick up a cool booster for it.
Hi. Acceptable.
Okay, extra level on Ice Strike is nice. And it does seem like we charge up our hex super fast, which makes me kind of sad that it's not a hex that you want to use more often. Like, you know, this is the thing we're only going to do once during most battles. What would be good for the special? It's something that can hit kind of frequently, but it's not something that's going to be like slamming on enemies constantly. Is Wound good? It probably doesn't make sense to take Demeter on it, or Demeter, because things are already going to be getting frozen by the splash from the cloud. Like, stuff's going to get frozen. We don't really have to worry about that. I don't know. Let me grab these hearts.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of control here. Granted, I'm feeling that way while fighting enemies who randomly fall down a lot, so this might not be totally representative of the more difficult parts of the run. It seems to me like the... I think I am going to go see Ares. It seems to me like the explosion effect from the Daybreaker is freezing some enemies, but not all of them. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Let's see, those guys I froze. Okay, yeah, probably what's happening mostly when it seems like I'm not hitting the enemies with it is that actually it's hitting enemies who had already been frozen by my actual attack projectile. Get a little bit of help in here. Let the cat just sleep through everything. Alright, lots of spinning going on. We probably just gained a rarify.
Such as this, what sole illumination can be found is from Selene on her shining chariot aloft. You have a light about you, my kin. A hidden power as well, yes?
Wow, okay, actually we gained several rarifies. Casts create a falling blade over each foe in the binding circle is pretty cool. Obviously Blood Spree and Mutual Destruction are both really good. Blood Spree will keep you alive in situations where you should die some of the time, but a lot of the time being at less than 40 health is just like, you're going to get murked anyway. I think I'm going to take maxed out Mutual Destruction.
Peace can wait.
I don't know exactly what my build is yet, but I know that will be good for it. And then we got 2 pylons remaining. I kind of want to pick up Zeus. I would not be opposed to Blitz off of the special, right? That would be pretty okay. And then, I don't know, maybe Hermes? I think we have an interesting selection here. Ow.
Just a couple of these left.
Okay, I really got stabbed pretty badly there.
You have a wondrous family to protect, Lord Uncle Zeus, not to mention the heavens and the earth. Yet you always carry yourself with dignity and courage, despite the weight of your burdens. Thank you for never backing down.
I've many sons and daughters, nieces and nephews, many more. And it's a pleasure to know each and every one. I try never to play favorites, but between us, young lady, you're an exception.
She is such a kiss ass.
The Free Fate's located at last, our messenger excitedly reports. I trust they shall resume safeguarding our dominion from here on, even if it means having to pull the strings a bit from time to time. A small price to be paid.
So specials inflict Blitz versus Storm Ring. I do like Storm Ring an awful lot. After they take 120 damage or after 4 seconds. I'm going to take the Heaven Flourish. We'll verify that up to...
Look carefully about.
We have certainly got our money's worth from this calling card.
Look upon me.
I can't believe I just took damage from a zombie on that. That's very embarrassing. Wow. Full-size heart. Jeez. Okay, we're starting this run with an awful lot of HP. Unfortunately, what we do not have is a source of gain,
Let's have a look
which
around.
makes me want to... Poseidon's gain is the one I don't like. I guess I would take Tranquil were it offered to us. Yeah, this is like, I'm deciding between Demeter and Hermes here, based on the fact that Demeter might let us get some mana back during the Cyclops fight. Although, it is possible that we'll get gain from the boon in Hermes' shop as well. Or, not Hermes, but you know what I mean. The boatman. Charon's shop. So... let's... There's some pretty good stuff Hermes can give you. I'm going to take the Demeter boon. Don't know exactly what I'm hoping for, but I'm confident that there's lots of good stuff left to grab.
Now for the last one.
Get him, bird.
This is your fast.
Summon was probably overkill, but
Olympus, I accept this message.
you know, Arctic Gale is like perfectly reasonable. Just a high rarity Arctic Gale right off the top. Gives me a good reason to cast, even just basic cast. Okay. And here's hoping for a source of gain. Oh, it's hoping for a little bit of gold. Right, sorry, I have to drink from the fountain first. Hephaestus. Would I want this gain? Well, doesn't matter, wasn't offered. I'll take a Smithy Rush, I guess. That's not horrible. Obviously, like everything, you want it at a higher rarity, but...
Polyphemus.
Ugh, my damn nose is all stuffed up. Think I'm allergic to something you got on you there, witch.
You're resistant to such toxins as could kill the strongest ox, Lord Polyphemus. Perhaps you've an aversion to the sorceress whom we must fight.
Why, she's here? Oh, I'm losing it if I can't even smell her when she's right in front of me like this. Yeah, she is.
Right, I forgot to run away immediately. Dear cat, please help. Oh. Instead of dashing over the line, I dash directly into it. Right, get some enemies down, so now we can make a ghost. And that was my last Omega. Completely unavoidable plague projectiles just appearing directly on top of me. No, I don't mean to hit you. My stupid summon is a zombie who's not going to do any damage. Okay, I felt a little bit more in control there, but like, we really need some source of gain. Very, very badly.
Something to procure.
This is a magic heavy build for sure. Okay, no magic from here. Or no gold, you know. Take our knuckle bones as we must.
The bones.
The bones. And yeah, no money. No big surprises here.
Come on, Tula.
let's hope we have a somewhat luckier Rift of Thessaly than we had last time.
Which way now?
Hermes is good, but I think we gotta start building this up, right? Oh man, actually, I'm gonna take this. Hermes boons are certainly very good. I'm not suggesting otherwise, but we need to hit a few of these. Casts cause your raised servants to appear within the binding circle. That's kind of whatever. Wow, raised servants deal 500 damage the first time they hit. So a good, like an interesting reason to summon even after you have summoned, just to build a new one so that they can trigger that again. If indeed it works that way, which I don't know if it does. So I kind of don't think I care about retaliation or confluence. We don't even have anything for retaliation to fire on. So let's grab some preparation is pretty whatever, but two ranks of purpose real fast is nice. And then devotion. Devotion's always okay. We got a not very powerful version of this, I feel like. Not one of the better trees we've ever seen. Okay, there we go. There's an offering of some kind. Well, this is a bummer of a choice.
Tucked away.
I was lucky that that guy who dropped in behind me and melee attacked dove right into the the collision box of my attack and got himself frozen right before he was going to collide with me. Freeze effects cause lightning bolts to repeatedly strike afflicted foes is phenomenal with our setup, right? Hailstorm is very, very good here. And what are you offering? Ooh. This is my lazy cat. Get over here. Okay, I took like one hit there from trying to get too aggressive. I think that's fine.
The path you face.
We're definitely taking purpose into eruption. Eruption seems great. And then we have a devotion. There's another purpose over here. There's another purpose over here.
One with Selene.
I was a little worried that that guy was not gonna, the big guy there was not gonna get caught by the freeze. Alright, cool new friends who trick me into thinking they're real live enemies that I have to worry about. I do feel like we're not getting the greatest, like, just room rewards here.
Who else?
Okay, having Flourish gaining a level is pretty good news. And then Ashes. This is not what we are looking for. Oh, hey, we found the little respite island. Not that I need it. Well, all right. Ah, cool, cool, cool. Hermes Boon plus this leaves me at about 100, so it's not impossible. We should...
Looking forward to this.
It shouldn't take very many combat encounters for us to get back up to 150 and potentially buy another boon at the shop. But mostly I'm just excited to see this.
Cersei's Island.
And moat of dark.
She's not going to be as happy to see me, I think.
Splintered wood. Oh, you're back.
Salutations, madam.
And hail to you. Again, those knucklebones. Then very well. I am an enchantress of my word, Poppet. You may invoke our old friend, the tactician shade. I would hear what he has to say.
Very well, madam. Heed now my voice, Odysseus. One whom you sought is here.
Hello again. Lady Cersei, I shall not take more than a moment of your time. I see you still are taking care of pigs.
I found they're quite obedient. But I take it you're not here for them, Odysseus? The purpose of your visit is?
Is there a place where we might briefly talk? The goddess by my side probably can't project me here for long.
Whatever you wish to say, do say it here and now. I distinctly recall we had together decided that no further discussion between us was wise, having reached an impasse akin to obstacles you met at sea.
A recollection I share, but look, I've never reached an impasse that I couldn't cross, and you yourself have mastered change. Rather than leave our past to rot, I thought perhaps we could return it to the earth, as you might say.
That is a precarious position, for neither of us shall apologize, and neither shall forget. We've been over this subject at length. I've studied it more than enough.
And I'm done studying it too, my lady. It was a very different time for both of us, and now we're close to those whom we both care about. I'd like to move on for their sake, if not our own.
We have moved on, or so I thought at least. I harbor no ill will toward you, sailor. I said it when we met, and I'm saying it again. We had our moment, but it has no power anymore.
Then let's agree on that. Now you be well, my lady. All I truly wanted to say was my existence and memories are richer having met. I know myself better, and I'm grateful you are aiding us. That's all. Goodbye.
And there he goes, getting the last word in as always was his wont. Go on, Poppet. I've done far too much talking for one night.
Yeah, I don't think that hatchet is quite as buried as she would want us to believe. He was trying, you know, I believe that's real. It seemed real. So the old herbal remedy, or sorry, this is healing effects, not max life improving effects, or stronger. Never mind, that's not interesting at all. So red citrine divination has a chance of breaking Fate's Whim. I think word of smaller stature is the call here. 10% dodge is certainly good.
Let's get you someplace safe.
Tiny, but still compelling. Alright, I mean, that's as resolved as it's getting. Like I said, it doesn't sound to me like she is as at rest with it as he is, even though she's not going to admit that. It also kind of sounds like she's maybe not even admitting it to herself, which is going to make it much harder to get through it. Listen, not my problem, not my business. We did what we could. So I certainly am finding myself pressing special a lot more than I'm pressing attack. I guess we certainly don't need growth. Let's go get the other point of purpose that is awaiting us.
darkness guide you.
We have quite a lot of that at this point, right? Yeah, we have 5 ranks of purpose. We have very, very fast charging hacks. And quite a lot of money, it turns out. Why do I have so much money? Where'd all this extra money come from? Well, I'm not complaining exactly. Although obviously it would be cool to have like 5 more.
What do we have in stock?
No, okay, he doesn't have a 125 item anyway. Let's take the palm first. So improving the blitz damage on the specials is probably better than improving... But see, the problem with this is also improving the explosion damage on the Daybreak, I assume. And I don't really know how much damage that's doing relative to the blitz. The blitz seems very good, though. We're doing a lot of stuff. I'm just going to take that. And then... Ionic Gain would not be a bad one. Yeah, I feel like we can work with a high rarity Ionic Gain.
Salutations.
This was the slowest audition for a Sega commercial I've ever seen. Listen, you're not going to get the job, but Sagata Sanshiro would be lucky to have you.
This beach. You have yet to be late for our clashes even once. No matter how quickly I reach these shores, you're here first. But your goal is to be less dependable, not more.
My goal is never to have a goal in my life. It's just, I'm going through some sort of phase, I think. All the competition with you and Nemi must have got to me.
And what is it you think we're competing for? First to be forced back to the depths of the Underworld?
Never said it's you I'm competing with, babe. And you know what I realized about this whole thing we've got going on? Discipline and disorder go hand in hand.
I don't know if I... Alright, whatever. Alright, doing a much better job of not getting hit by literally everything she does this time.
Special delivery!
Alright, let's pick up some friends. Oh. Try not to get too terribly exploded. Jesus.
What did you just do?
Okay, I was doing really good damage for a second there, and then I kind of lost control of the fight. Just try to make sure those things aren't hanging around. Ah, shoot! Well, that was a lot of laser. I hate this. I hate the part where she goes invincible right before she dies. Come on, just let the blitz go off. There we go. I think I had her blitzed and then she took off and it cleared, but then we reapplied it. And, yeah. Everything's fine and I didn't even spend a Death Defiance. Honestly, that was a pretty alright version of that fight. I took a moment to say, hey, I'm doing pretty well. Look at how I didn't get exploded right away. And of course, that caused me to immediately take 2 hits for like 80 damage.
Now the climb.
But after that, I cleared it back up a little bit. Okay. So we've done the one really important thing, which was move that plot along, obviously. If we could win here, it would be cool. Gain a random Hades blessing, and most boons have +3 levels. So, like, one thing I'm not clear on this, it's boons that you gain while you have this have +3 levels? Is there something I would rather have? The Concave Stone wouldn't break Fate's whim, right?
The stone.
Yeah, let's just get more. Let's get more blessings. And then, yeah, I have $20, so that's not, it's not really worth looking at. I think this everybody, kind of just everyone in the area. I don't really have a lot of precision or indeed ability to aim or interest in aiming. I will say it is a little bit of a bummer the way that the Daybreaker. Eagle, stay away from me. There's a little bit of a bummer the way the Daybreaker just kind of wanders off. And then I don't really get any of the defensive benefits of the freeze because they're happening somewhere else. And so the enemies that I'm rushing at while mashing special are, you know, perfectly healthy and able to kill me.
Olympus, I accept this message.
At the risk of being boring, like, how do you not take epic quality? Hard to target was not actually that helpful. I should have thought about the fact that she was probably going to jump in and take in the Demeter thing first. Oops. A mega attack deals way more damage but uses extra mana. That's gotta be right, right?
For my mother.
I'm assuming it applies to every pulse of the cloud.
Sappers.
Yeah, wake up, help, participate. Alright, more. You know, slowing down those close-up projectiles on this world did prevent me from taking a hit there. It also seems to make them go out less far in total. I guess they only travel for a certain amount of time, no matter their speed. Inverted Blaze, I think, doesn't do anything, right? While you channel your attacks, you move and fire faster. Getting the Daybreak out faster is definitely meaningful. While you channel your attacks, as long as I'm just holding attack, but I'm usually not. I'm usually hitting special a lot. I think I like Sudden Burst.
Superior might. Tula, be my guest. And caught.
I could really use some food. Maybe we will dig some up. Okay, so my health isn't what I would like it to be, but I think we gotta take the boon over the heart. I just gotta be careful. Looking around for a what do you call it? For a defensive statue?
In the name of Hades.
Okay, Storm Ring I think is real good. I gotta remember to cast more. Ooh, fancy Demeter or fancy? I think we gotta go fancy. If this is the dragon, this is probably gonna be a little ugly.
Remember me, Talos? Or just attack me right away?
It's Talos, we might be able to get something going. I can do some pretty good damage to Talos. Yeah, honestly, I talk about how the projectile slowing one is not as good as it sounds, and I stand by that, but it is it is doing some work here, for sure.
You there, Homer? Olympus.
He'll catch up with us. I definitely don't want to trade out the Thunder Rush. So Power Surge is great, right? We're constantly spending. Yeah. We're at 374 gold, so I think we just keep, as long as Zeus is comfortable rolling out more blessings, we just keep taking them.
This place again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not upset to see the to see the fountain here actually.
Needed that.
I sure did. Lightning Lance is great. Static Shock is also good, but you'd like it at a higher rarity. Lightning Lance is fantastic.
Valuable for you.
And also a flower. No additional gold. That's fine. And then we get to go to a party.
I keep telling you that as a satyr, not a goat. Hey, good looking.
How are we doing gifts-wise there, friend? You know he'd love some more nectar. Never have enough.
Right, now that's exactly what we need, and ought to last till what, tomorrow night at least? You've got my thanks and more, Mel baby. Who's your supplier, might I ask?
I've no single nectar source I rely on. I know a broker who tends to have some, and at other times I find a bottle here and there. Has it truly been that difficult to find?
Oh, this stuff's not impossible to get most of the time. We just go through a lot is all. And now my guests are pining for ambrosia more and more. Happen to have a box of that?
A box? You mean a bottle?
A box of bottles. The good ones.
Literally, yes. Also, I forgot I was tiny, and that's very funny.
You're a most gracious host.
You're pretty cool. Been hearing wild tales from outside. Can you back any of it up, baby? Something about the dawning of another age?
A recent prophecy from the Three Fates. They have foreseen a distant time when mortals won't be as beholden to the gods. Perhaps that shall be cause for a real feast.
You're thinking maybe all the other gods will end up feasting here. They will have better things to do than pushing mortal kind around, and it'll be a prophecy fulfilled.
I mean, kind of sounds like a win-win, right? So, Happy Haze is great. Your Omega moves inflict hangover the first time they strike foes. So 75 damage every 0.5 seconds for 4 seconds. So we could refresh that every 4 seconds. I'm probably not hitting with an Omega every 4 seconds. I guess the pulse from the cloud probably does count. So Drunken Stupor is probably going to be up a lot. The Happy Haze is tough to work with sometimes because I actually am kind of a short range build and I can't control, where it's going to be. But the Drunken Stupor should be active like pretty much always. I'm going to take it.
Right on.
We should get really good uptimes.
Happy feasting, my lord.
What was that?
Don't worry about it, man. I'm out of here. Technically, we still have stuff we could pick up in the Night Bloom, but like... I mean, I could pick up 3 ranks of Devotion, right? 30% more damage on the friends. Or we could get a single palm. It's probably the Devotion. Except that we don't control our rewards up top so much, and we might end up getting more of this, and it would be a waste if we did. A single palm is such a... I'm going to take it. I was going to say it's such a small reward, but you know what? If it applies to a boon that you're using a lot, it adds up. Ow. Just walked right into that. Yeah, the additional damage dealt by our cast is actually like very significant at this point. I need to remember to use that. Let's take it on the ice strike. Anything else going on around here? No, yeah, I definitely gotta be vigilant of the cast being up at all times. I don't think I care about our max magic enough to boost it. I think I'd rather just keep hitting bombs. Get him, cat. Tula. I know what your name is, obviously. This is tough for those satyrs. The shields are really hard to use against our largely circular attacks. It's probably Heaven Flourish, right?
Stronger.
Of those, I think they're all decent palm targets, but all right. This is probably a good time to go to the shop.
Observe.
Always use more.
Even more blitz damage versus even more ice strike damage. I think I'll take the blitz.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Frosty Veneer would be really good if it's live. It's not, but we might be able to get there if we're careful. Snow Queen is like fine. I'm gonna take Frosty Veneer, and we're just gonna try to make it happen. And I'm not gonna spend money on this armor. All right, my health is a little bit lower than I would like. My max HP.
So you truly saw all this coming? The three fates and their prophecy of a new age? Why have you fought so hard to stop me then? What if you had prevailed?
I knew my efforts to prevent you all would be for naught, but I was compelled to make those efforts anyhow. To put it simply, I could see no other way.
That's a funny way to put it.
We might have fought on the same side. Surely that would have sooner led to your result than sending Itos after me.
A reasonable theory, but it never would have gone the way you expect. This was never about mortal kind for you.
Yeah, that is certainly true.
You're right, it wasn't. I had my own problems to contend with before attempting to rid mortal kind of theirs.
Yet now you have done both. Fear not. The dead may worship you, but the living couldn't care less. Though still we did what needed to be done.
Ah, stupid bird. I was about to say, look, I remembered to run from the bird, and then I still got hit by the bird. Okay. Mid, top, bottom. Ow, wow, that was really hard too. That hit me for 60. I'm doing a bad job of defending myself here. Okay, top, mid, bottom, top, mid. And all while not getting Hercules. Prometheus is almost down. That's the hard part of the fight. Alright. Sorry to talk shit there, Heracles, but you know it's true. Nope. Nope. No bird. No bird allowed. I wonder if it has affected Heracles' confidence at all. That I am confident, like I am considerably more afraid of the bird than I am of him. That's a terrible cast. What am I doing? Oop. Oh my god, I charged into that as hard as a person possibly can. That's a really embarrassing loss of a Death Defiance. try not to dunk another one, shall we?
My strength has failed me repeatedly, but it always comes back. Far worse waits above.
Yeah, don't I know it?
How long have they conspired? Into the purse.
Well, not my favorite outcome for that fight. So now the question, what is the final keepsake here? Is it Luckier Tooth? It's certainly not Evil Eye. It's probably Luckier Tooth, right? I think... yeah. Just get me an extra...
All right.
Extra Death Defiance. I have done some foolish things here, but I'm confident we can put it back together. And in fact, what if I just got my other Death Defiance back?
Hello and goodbye.
Now all I gotta do is play this part pretty tightly. We have a build that's capable of doing a lot of damage in close, but also capable of staying pretty safe while still doing some decent damage. I don't have to be right up on top of enemies. I just gotta, like, play a little defensively is all. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh god. Okay, I got stuck, but I got a lucky dodge.
Come on out. It's a storm gullet.
The terrain there is trickier than it looks.
The messenger.
Boy, we really do, like... we hit, like, some serious thunder. Well, I guess let's go see what Hephaestus has to offer.
Closer to the top. You don't know who you're dealing with.
How dare you? That's a lot of damage.
And now
Ow.
for you.
I did stand still for exactly the amount of time that it took him to hit me. So that's not great practice. But yeah, we have some damage output here. There are things about this run that are going all right.
If only we could have met when we weren't in the midst of a war, Lord Hephaestus. But at least I had the opportunity to meet you at all. Your dedication to your craft is an inspiration. I strive to be as skilled at mine.
Cheers. Don't know you all too well and don't like drawing up conclusions till I'm very sure of something, but you seem a decent enough sort. Much more than can be said for certain members of the family, ain't it?
In the name of Hades.
Okay, Uncanny Fortitude. I probably am getting glow pretty frequently. We only have 120 magic, so this is just like a heart. This is a little better than a heart. We could use it, to be perfectly honest with you. My health is pretty bad. I don't know how often I'm actually sticking. I'm certainly not thinking about remembering to sprint so that we get the blast. I'm maybe going to take the Uncanny Fortitude, actually.
My silver.
Maybe that's not the better play, but it is the play that's easier to take advantage of, easier to make sure that I'm getting the advantage of. Okay.
In you go.
Haven't thought about that resource in a while. We're probably not improving my cards. We could be improving our cards still, right? I do like this big ballerina style combat that we've got going on here.
Hermes must be in the area.
Do I want a boon of Hermes? I probably want a boon of Hermes, right? We have the dodge already. What would I be hoping for here? Because we don't have a ton of money. We're probably going to end up spending it all in the final shop as it is. You know what? Maybe I don't take the boon of Hermes. I don't think that that's really what we're looking for at this point. I think we have the ones that we would want most. Okay, just in case I die. Oh, damn. I feel like I never get hit by that. It was very disappointing. Starting outside this time, that's fine. Yeah, I'm consistently casting my, dropping my casts like further north on the screen than I mean to. Oh, I can't believe I hit that. Little bit of clumsiness here, just taking 2 hits I did not need to take.
To do this again.
Your granddad and I, we don't usually get talking very much. But now we got something in common with you. You. I say you've got things well under control, but I can't fool the likes of Lady Demeter.
Not one of us has got things well under control, granddaughter. So pay what Hephaestus said no heed. Instead, use our strength combined, and fate's willing, restore for us some sense of normalcy.
Cryo Pounder, not actually all that good, I think. We only have 1 blast effect, it doesn't deal that much damage, and the odds of it overlapping the freeze are pretty low. So I think here we take Furnace Blast. I feel like we see the 2 of them in that little duo offering cutscene a lot. Maybe it's just been weird luck. Or maybe it's my weird memory. Okay, well, that's 50 HP, that's 134. So, I think I'm going to take the food. Well, the food heals. Does the food heal for a percentage of your missing HP? I think I'm going to take the heart and the food. And I think if I'm doing that, then I want to buy the heart. Okay, it looks like it didn't matter. It didn't matter whether I bought the heart first or not. Okay, we have pretty impressive damage output. Not as much health as I might like, but 5 death defiances to try to ride through the fight. Let's see if I can do it.
Okay.
Just have to be a little bit quick on my feet. Can't get hit by everything.
You owe me this time.
It's me. To everyone's chagrin. No. I shouldn't have run with it. I was fine. Okay, that doesn't need to hit multiple times. Ow. Oh, my chin. Your chin, sorry. Okay, gotta let the other one spawn because I need something to kill. I need something to copy. Nope, it died. My, what's it called? Killed it accidentally. I hadn't even thought that would be a possibility, honestly. Doing a pretty good job of, controlling my damage. I lie. Okay, well. Trying hard to stay out of the garbage. Oh, that's really, really far away. Okay. Don't, ah, shit. I was gonna try not to even spawn it. What is taking the fucking monsters so long? I feel like if you don't want the eggs to hatch, they come up so quick. Okay, here we go. Cat, would you get up? Ow. Yep, I saw the tentacles just a second too late. Get me out of here. Running away from the close range attack so that this long range attack could spawn directly under me. Classic. Okay, our damage output is still like very real. Even though I'm spending a lot of time not paying attention to the boss, our interference effects are doing the damage for me. Now I just need to not lose all. Now I need to not get hit by every single attack that occurs here.
Your mother would have been so very proud of the delightful little girl you once were. Ah, well. A fitting form for one as small-minded as you, although barely a snack for Typhon here.
This is a little unfair, because if I'm this close to him, I can't avoid the chin strike. God damn it. Everything's got to overlap in the worst possible way. Alright, here comes all of the everything. Turns out once you put on the all of the everything, it takes about a second of DPS time to push that last phase.
The blasted fates must be abetting you.
And hey, this time we only used like 6 Death Defiances. Alright, well, I feel pretty good about that. The Blitz was our single most damaging, our single highest source of damage, above the damage from the special and the Omega special combined, even. Yeah, which I think really speaks to how much I should have saved one of the rarefies for that. Because I should have thought about, like, the way I usually use this build, we hit with the special way more often than we hit with the attack. So, of course, that's the one I want to boost to heroic. Oh, well. I can only complain so much, right? It worked out.
This world is filled with monsters large and small, and for the most part, they are not unstoppable, as evidenced by our Dark Princess of the Dead, who thus decides to take a little break.
Return to Shadow now. We did it, Chronos.
Okay. We did it, Chronos. You were part of it, as always.
Fewer possibility that things will run afoul for us again.
Every win is a Chronos win.
Hey, Mel.
Because everyone's a winner when they've got Chronos in their lives. Okay, we have finished Dora's bond. I still have the option of gifting her stuff, but...
Hey, Dora. What if hypothetically there were to be the dawning of another age at some point, and the gods then truly did leave mortals more or less alone? More than before.
What, are you making me some kind of offer here? I know you're a big deal lately, but not even you have the power to pull something like that off, Mel. Why would the gods give up their gig?
Even the gods are subject to the will of the three fates. None of us can entirely control what shall come to pass, and there are prophecies that cannot change no matter what.
You really believe that stuff, even after everything you did? I mean, was there really some kind of prophecy about Chronos and how you'd end up beating him eventually, once you realized your true potential thanks to me?
Well, no, because the fates went missing throughout most of this ordeal, but they don't tend to be mistaken.
Right. I'll believe it when it happens.
advent of another age your sisters have described, do you think it's possible Prometheus anticipated it? When I think back on things he said.
You're asking if the Titan of Foresight knew the Fates would eventually make this choice, before even they knew it. Perhaps the lot of them conspired to achieve a shared goal.
Lord Moros, I'm surprised you would even suggest such things, to have conspired against the gods, and Chronos for that matter.
I mean, isn't that what we did? It doesn't feel like all that unusual of an idea.
I merely seek alternatives to the suggestion that my sisters may not be the first to know. So then Prometheus prevailed on behalf of mortals after all, or shall, when comes this age.
To think that far ahead. Moonlight, guide us.
Fates protect you.
You had an audience with the three Fates. Your incantation from so many nights ago must have taken effect. Hermes indicated they're in good spirits, but shall be continuing their leave. Well done drawing them out, nevertheless.
Thank you, Headmistress. I get the impression that they sought me more so than the other way around, but at least we know they're safe. They also mentioned you.
Okay, here we go. This might be the time to ask about the thing.
In what capacity?
They said you've... Well, is there someplace more private where we can discuss this, do you think?
Let's to the springs. You've earned the rest. And we can sit and talk about what's on your mind. And theirs. But that's not bad. So, what do the three weaving sisters know of me then, You were about to say.
They told me... I believe the phrase they used was you had pulled some strings. They didn't elaborate, but suggested I ask you about it.
Pulled strings. I know full well what they meant. But to this point, I was uncertain whether they did. Let me twist your question back. What do you suppose they implied?
I got the sense they felt that you had altered their designs somehow. Pulling strings, changing their weavings, and not in a small way either, but I merely guess.
I'm a little embarrassed to say that I did not think of that at all. The fact that, the word strings would have obvious extra meanings to the weaving sisters in particular.
You don't merely anything, Malinois. Well, if those three already know my past, you ought to know it too. It is easier to explain, I suppose, if you look upon me as I am.
Headmistress, what? You're beautiful. But what is this? I don't understand. Some trick you're playing, or some glamour, or...
This will be easier to explain if you realize that I'm super hot. I was wearing this mask the whole time so that people around the camp could focus.
No. The trick is when the veil is on.
Oh.
Look upon me and do not avert your eyes. I know those eyes better than you.
Okay. That's interesting.
How is this possible? Who are you?
When I was a mere babe, I washed up on the bank of the Cocytus with naught but moonlight to guide me. Selene looked out for me, informed me that the Titan Chronos took my family, and that I alone escaped. Thus, I trained.
You trained for the task. Death to Chronos. You attempted all of that before I did.
Before is not entirely correct.
Right.
I was a capable student, but very raw. Vengeance was my headmistress. And one night I found the wretch, spewed every curse that I knew, and descended into the abyss of his subconscious.
But I had you to teach me to descend to the abyss of the subconscious. You mean to say you figured it out entirely on your own? That's impossible.
Speaking from experience, I beg to differ. But at any rate, something did go awry. Time and nightmare fused, and I discovered I was someplace else. I sought the end of time, but had arrived somewhere closer to the beginning.
And then you lived for eons, waiting for the weavings of the fates, and me, for a second chance. Headmistress, Gods.
I dared not tamper with the fate's designs more than was strictly needed. In this form, I ingratiated myself to your father and mother, became handmaiden to the queen, in fact. Thus, when Chronos inevitably struck, they gave their newborn daughter not to the river Styx, but to me.
That's really interesting. Like, thematically, that's very rich. It's conceptually rich.
Then, you did everything in your power to prepare me, so that I might succeed where you failed.
Correct. 'Tis as I always told you, I am not your mother, Melinoe. Neither did I have one myself. However, I had reason to be confident in your abilities. So, there you are. How you must hate me for all this.
No. How can you even say that still, Headmistress? I love you, and you are my mother, whether you can admit it or not. And even if we're far too much alike.
I love you too, of course, Melinoe, with all my heart and soul. Far more than I could ever love myself. And I am so sorry for all that you had to endure, for the family you never had.
But I have my family. I have you.
Neria's soul must know of this, I trust you understand. The three fates, fine, and we and no one else. Now then, shall we pretend that none of this transpired?
I'll be discreet, of course, but won't pretend.
So, in a story about a girl who lost her childhood to self-discipline, it is self-discipline. A story about a girl who lost her childhood to discipline, to having to be turned into a weapon. I've seen a lot of people who seem to be grasping for reasons to have a problem with something refer to this as like her being a child soldier, but like if you're familiar with how child soldiers are used in the world, that is not what is happening here at all. This is like, especially given the tropes of this story, this is a lot more similar to like almost a martial arts upbringing, like if you consider what the training represents in the story and the fact that obviously all of this is impossible and but in a story about a girl whose childhood is lost to discipline and vengeance, a desire for vengeance that prevented her from ever being able to like just be a child, for it to turn out that the primary source of her discipline is like it's a form of self-discipline. It's like a very twisted around form of self-discipline. Like you can attribute agency for, you can't say that younger Hecate or younger Melinoe is responsible for any of the decisions that older Hecate made, but you can kind of pass agency in the other direction a little bit. And also, I'm not alone. I have my family. I have you, to be said to the self that disciplines. Man, again, I do think that this is much more complicated and interesting in the version of the story where Malinois doesn't effectively get her childhood back. The knot that presents is so much more interesting. I don't know entirely what I think of this yet. This is I'm sort of piecing this through and tugging on it from various ends. I guess we still have Odysseus to talk to, wherever he may be. I have a guess, certainly.
All grown up.
Well, he's certainly not down here.
You made it.
I did.
Makes sense you and Doom would get along. First I figured he'd put you off like everybody else, but you both like following orders so much. Means you have a lot in common.
I guess she's got me there.
I don't believe we've had a single conversation about how much we love following orders, so we do get on, I think. It doesn't trouble you, does it? You tell me if it did.
I'd tell you if it did. Moros never was a happy sort, not that any of us really are. But when he's better off, it probably bodes well for everyone else, given his connections and all.
Has he seemed happier to you?
Maybe just me.
Okay, we do still need some Nightmare.
Order approved.
I went and checked. I don't know exactly how much, but I know we don't have enough yet. Maybe Odysseus. Maybe Odysseus is just not present right now. That would be inconvenient. We did need to have a chat with him. Right, I believe that was a requirement for fulfilling what's on the prophecy list, which is to say that there's another scene that has been written.
Let me see.
Where was that? Did I pass it already? Yes, discuss the outcome with Odysseus. Well, inconvenient. We also wanted to have another scene, or there's at least another conversation to have with Nemesis, not Nemesis, with the Bird Lady, on a night when there is time for another outing.
Say, young one, I'd ask of you a question that pertains to good Lord Charon, if you please. Seems like you understand him pretty good. Has he said anything of late regarding me?
Commander, I'm sorry, no. But I'll be certain to put in a good word. You've been indispensable, and Lord Charon ought to be aware.
No, I mean, no, just don't go doing anything like that. You need not burden more the boatman with such trivialities amid such turbulent times. Don't bother him, okay?
Okay. Moonlight guide us.
Moonlight, yeah.
So whatever it was, it's skeleton stuff, I guess. All right, yeah, so I guess we're going to need another night in order to try to have those two conversations, and it just so happens we do have one more weapon that still hasn't had a successful run. I might try to direct this one downward just for the change of pace, since we no longer have any goals that particularly require us to go upward. But that can all be stuff that we settle next time. I think for right now, let's just go ahead and take in this knowledge, give this all a good chewing over, and of course, bask in our final victory with the aspect of ES. Eventual victory. When you come back next time, we're going for that last cleanup victory, and we'll see you then.